All right, what's up, guys? Chocosir here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 238, and for this week, we have a Mana Tree Revival Seed for this week. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. We got 13 flags for this weekly seed, so let's go ahead and take a look at them real quick. We have a girl start. We have restrictive logic as always. Flamey Drum is in logic for this week, so we will have to locate that among the checks. We also have hard complexity, so yeah, the progression items can be in silly locations, they can be in more obscure locations, low priority checks. They can also be placed behind chains. And with this flag, as well as Flamey Drum and logic, that Flamey Drum could also be in a silly spot, so we will have to be careful and play accordingly. Starter gear, which means our characters will be starting off with 3 pieces of gear instead of 1. Basically tops off their evasion and gives them a bit more defense to work with. Always a nice flag to have, especially for early game. It also means we don't need to, be hard pressed about finding armor. Of course, if we find it, then yeah, we'll get it, but we can sit on starter gear for a little bit. High chest drops and mini chest traps. It is what they say. High chest drops, enemies will be dropping chests more often than they usually do, but they will most likely contain traps. So, Maribot loves to roll this combination high chest drops, mini chest traps. It rolls it quite often. We rarely get seeds where we have like high chest drops and like no chest traps or anything like that. Random enemy spawns. Basically, we can see any enemy in any location in the game. We also have faster weapon levels disabled for this run. This is pretty much an indirect nerf to the boy. Also, weapon experience is going to be vanilla. That's basically what this is saying. Weapons will be leveling up as they do in vanilla. We also have speed up improvements disabled for this seed as well. So this means this is a nerf to the girl's gnome magic. Speed up spell in particular, not defender or stone saber, but it's just speed up that this nerfs. So we don't get the quick charge, we don't get the auto run, so we won't have that option this run. Enemy stat growth increased after bosses. It is what it says. So we can level up all we want to without influencing the enemy levels. But once we start killing bosses, that's when the enemy levels will be influenced. So we will have to keep this in mind. Save split. We'll have to save split appropriately in order not to, skyrocket these enemy levels. We also need 5 seeds required to complete the seed, and we have a 300 gold start. So yeah, this seed could go one of 2 ways. This could be, a baby seed, which I doubt it with hard complexity and flamey drum and logic and speed up improvement disabled, but it could be. Or it could be a seed where we won't find the flamey drum until like an hour in the run. So it could go one of 2 ways. But hopefully it's the former. We will find the flamey drum early and we can go around and, do our thing, or, we'll just have to suffer. All right, so let's get started. All right, Prem, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. We do have hints turned on this seed, so we do have that going for us. All right, starting off with the sword. And there's the boomerang. We'll check these weapons real quick before I go. Agility fire and strength stone. Okay, boomerang is pretty nice actually for level 1. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is pretty much the normal stuff. We'll check the shop, drop a save. Ooh, okay, yeah, we can pick this up, sure, why not? Yeah, we can pick up this quill cap. 7 more defense than the hair ribbon. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and drop this save, and then we'll head out to the Rabbite Forest and check the sword pedestal, see what's there. It is hard complexity, so I'm not expecting too much to be over here, but you never know. Alright, boy in Upperland. Okay. Good to know. But like I said earlier, the faster weapon levels being disabled pretty much indirectly nerfs the boy. So unless he has, you know, an axe or a whip on him, okay, we can reset out of that. I have the sword, yeah, but I don't want to waste time walking back for that. We can take this and fight this boss, hopefully. Ugh. I think we're fine. I think we're fine because Pigment's Glare shouldn't be doing damage. Yeah, we're good. It's gonna take a little bit to kill her, but we should be okay. We don't care about the spell. It's gonna take a little bit of time to kill her though, because she is a late game boss, and late game bosses have more HP in early spots, or they just have more HP in general. So even at level 1, it takes a little bit to kill them. I think if I still had the hair ribbon there, I would have been taking damage from Pigment's Glare, I think. And that would have been bad. So picking up that quill cap was a pretty good decision. Alright, Sword Orb and Bows Orb. No thanks. Again, I know I have the sword, but I'm not taking unnecessary levels right now. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think we're just going for our hints now, right? I think that's what we're doing. Or we can just do this. We go to Upperland and then shoot back to Potos. We still got that save in Potos Village we can pivot back to. We did get a hint saying that the boy was in Upperland, so hopefully he's in Moogle Village with like an axe or a whip or something. Okay, we need Luna for Upperland. Alright, good to know, because that most likely means that Luna is early. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this to level 1 as well. Oh, not on those guys, they're trying to blow me up. And we can't have that. Okay, Whip Orb there, and Glove Orb. Okay, so the boy's not here. Alright, so that means the boy is either at the Wind Palace, he's at Matango, or he is at Flamey Cave. And hopefully he's not in Flamey Cave with the dang axe or something. Alright, let's go ahead and put this back on. We'll smack him, start getting our hints. Alright, Shade at a Ped. Alright, see here's Tail, Northtown Castle. Lumina also in upper land. Okay. Alright, 5 elements needed for Grand Palace. I'm gonna take these kills actually because I want to level this up to level 1. Let's check this hand out. Mech 3 has the Dryad Seed. I honestly just want to drop a save here and do Undini's Cave. Because I'm not coming... Gosh, crap. I'm not coming back to this area after this. Unless I have to. Okay, how far is your boomerang? 76. Okay, we can get this to level 1 real quick. Probably outside of Undini's Cave. Probably the best place to do it. But if there's nothing here, then I'm resetting. So maybe not. There's plenty of other chances to get this to level 1, so. But I do want to check this right now, though. Vampire? Yep. This is quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. Vampire is another boss that has a lot of HP at level 1. Compared to other bosses, anyway. Also sucks that the boomerang's my strongest weapon right now, but yeah. We just gotta chip him down. That's pretty much all we can do. Yeah, he's staying in phase 1, which is a good thing. Yeah, he's in phase 2 now. Oh, back to phase 1. There we go. Pretty flawless vampire fight. He didn't cast a single spell there. He pretty much stayed in phase 1 the whole time. Which is what you want. And killing him was just slower because 1, it's a boomerang, and 2, it's a vampire. So nothing much we could have done about the speed of killing that guy. Glove orb. Okay, nothing there. Good to know. Alright, so now we go to Guy's Navel. We know there's nothing at Undini's Cave, nothing at Mantis Ant. He's gonna come over here. Yep. Alright, so we rope out. Okay, Earthseed and a volcano. Okay, so Earthseed's in Pure Land. Dryad under the Christmas tree. We're getting some pretty solid hints here for sure. Definitely getting some solid hints. Okay, there's that. Alright, so let's see. Dryad at Frostgigas. Shades on a ped. Boys in Upper Land. Lumina's in Upper Land. Alright, Jab Orb. Alright, so my next play here is to save split these bosses. We have enough defense to do these. Definitely have enough defense for these. I am going to check the shop here in case there's like a power risk here or something. Okay, there is no power risk, but Tiger Caps are here, as is Golem Ring, which is good to know for later, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to drop a save. We'll check out Tropicalo, see what's there. So our progression is either the Flaming Drum, obviously, or it's Luna. Okay, this... Her again. Okay, this is good. No. I want you in Fire Form. I want you in Fire Form because I don't want to cast and Dispel. Oh, crap. Oh, that's bad. Okay. This might be bad, actually, because she can chain those tail hits on me. Hopefully I can get out of this. I need to run to the right as soon as this wears off. Come on. There we go. Alright, let me get below her. Alright, we want to try and stay below her here. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want. Again. We want a double hit when she's trying to cast something. Like that. There we go. I'm surprised I got engulfed there, actually. Huh. I guess I was just unlucky. Alright, Boom Orb, Whip Orb, the Glove. Okay, Glove is actually a nice find because that allows us to skip the first orb in Fire Palace once we get over there, that is. I'm going to go ahead and forge it too. We'll see what we get. Okay, Beast Intelligence Stone. Stone is good. We're going to go ahead and drop another save. Check Kilroy, see what's here. Ugh. Okay. We're just gonna let him cast his exploders. Okay, he's out of MP. Yep. We're doing 25 damage a hit, which is not bad. There we go. Alright, so far so good. Early game doesn't have too much in it right now, as I suspected. It is hard complexity. We do know Luna's most likely early though. Again, we don't want to take extra XP or extra levels. Okay, so I think we just put these on. We are level 4. The enemy should be level 2, I think. I think we might be getting half experience. Let me check. I think we're getting half XP. Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm gonna need like 25 kills to get to level 1. We're not gonna bother with the chest because they're most likely traps anyway. Okay, there's gnome. Rope out. Now I could cannon to Pandora here, but I would rather go to Kaipo. Because 1, there's a hint there, and 2, I want to check the shop. Maybe there's something like a power wrist there, or something that'll give me a little bit more defense right now. I mean, our defense is okay for the time being. I don't want to mess with that. Alright, not needed Sylphid. Okay. We do know that there's a seed on Mech 3. Confirmed. Ooh. That's unfortunate. Alright. That's actually unfortunate because we don't have enough money for that. I could open some of these treasure chests, but again, there might be traps. Trying to take as many kills as I can get right now. What? Okay, there's the level up. I'll take these. Okay, yeah, see, this is why I don't want to take chests. Okay, we got that. Greedy. Yeah. We got 200 gold out of one of them, which is more than I can ask for. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so gloves are level 1. We check the hint. I could check a girl here, but I don't think it's necessary. Sylphid. Wow, a lot of stuff in Upperland, it seems. So the boy, Sylphid, and Lumina are all in Upperland. I mean, Upperland is only so many checks, though. And we've already seen 2 of them. Spiky suit. Can't afford those either. Alright, so we're gonna do ruins here. We should be fine. Check our weapon experience here. 28. Okay. We're getting 4 experience per kill. Unfortunately, because we're level 4 right now. And the enemies are level 2. Again, we're not taking chests anymore. We're just gonna move on past them. With any luck, we can reach level 2 glove before we get to the boss. With any luck. Thank goodness this thing has petrify on it. Which means we can practically one-shot everything. Almost everything. Level 5. Enemies are still level 2. Not to mention we get some money out of this as well. Okay, there we go. We're level 2 now. We can move on. And I'm getting silenced. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Oh, Mantis Ant. I have to swap to the sword here. I'm gonna try to cheese him here. Well, never mind. He pushed me over to the side, so I can't cheese him now. Thankfully, I have enough defense to not get hit here. Nah. Cheesing Mantis Ant in this spot is a little tricky because you have to be like directly behind him. And if he pushes you, if his character sprite pushes you to the side like he did to me, then you can't cheese him. So it's a little bit tricky to cheese him in this spot. You can do it, but you have to be pretty lucky on positioning. Your positioning and his. Alright, Spear Orb, Axe Orb. We did not level up after that. The enemies did, but I didn't. Now the enemies, I believe, should be level 3. Alright, what do we got? Golden Vest. Power Vest is here. That's good. Tiger Bikini, Ruby Vest. Okay. Go ahead and equip this. Gives us a bit more damage. Alright, so let's see. We already did Undini's caves. There was nothing there. My next play depends on what's in this treasury. Okay, nothing on girl. Okay, Whip Orb. Okay, there's the axe. Spear Orb. There's the Sprite. Gold Key. And Jab Orb. Sprite came with the Javelin. Okay, so our next play is Witch's Castle. Because we have the axe, we can get through it now. Let me check and see what's on this axe real quick. It is high damage agility giant. We don't care. Sword is that. Javelin. Alright, here you go, Sprite. Oh, you already have it on. Okay, so we can keep that on you. We can grab a power vest for the Sprite as well while we're here. Yeah, we got 550. I think we can get a spiky suit for him as well. guys. We're going to be heading to Witch's Castle. I might have to try my luck with some chests here. If I can get 700 gold by the time I get to Kuiper, which I don't know, then I can get 2 golden tiaras for them. Okay, girl is fine. Yeah, you're good. Alright, so we're going to put on the gloves here. So Spike can keep his javelin. We're going to head this way. No need to go to Poto's area. We can't even get to Witch's Castle that way because we don't have the whip, so we have to go this way instead. See if I can get some gold out of this. I don't know. Oil jams. Okay, that's what they're dropping. Yeah, we're not gonna bother with the rest of them. Unfortunate. Level 3, no chest. Yeah, we're just not getting... We're not getting lucky with the chest drops, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was from the zombie or not. Damn. How much do we have here? 502. I can get 1. I can get 1. Yeah, we'll get 1 for... I think this probably goes on Prim here because she has the weaker armor right now. So I think we just go for golden tiara on Prim, and then we can swap the quill cap over the sprite. We should be okay. That's Prim's got what, 25 defense. Sprite's got 28. 27. Yeah, so we should be okay. Alright, I need sword for this. Alright, so we go Witch's Castle, and I'm willing to bet Luna's here, actually. Unless this is a flaming drum, or unless this is perhaps a water seed. I'm getting slowed, yeah. Actually unfortunate. Yeah, unless this is water seed plus either salamander or a whip, maybe. But I think more likely than not, Luna's here at Witch's Castle. More likely than not. I mean, unless it's straight out the flaming drum, which I don't know. It could be. I think I'm not even gonna save. I'm just gonna go because I'm pretty sure there's something here. I'm pretty sure Luna's here. There has to be something here. If the game is sending us here. All right, Necessary says shade in the mountains. Okay, so shade. We got a hint for shade earlier, saying that it was on a ped. So shade is confirmed at the Dark Seed pedestal. It has to be. Another dang vampire. All right, we got Gem Missile down, so this fight shouldn't take as long now. Yeah. I was hoping I can hit him before he flew up there. That's alright though. These hints are pretty interesting. Boys in Upperland, Sylphid in Upperland, Lumina in Upperland. Shade we know is at the Dark Seed pedestal now. And the Dryad Seed's on Mech 3. Is the seed trying to point me to Mech 3? Because it very well could be doing that. Okay, Bozorb, and yeah, there's Luna. I thought so. Alright, so Luna acquired. We get out of here. We go to Upperland since there's nothing else we can do in early game. So we vote out. Vote out again. We take the cannon to Water Palace. Alright, so let me think. Axe allows us to get to Matango, so Matango, I feel, either has the boy, Sylphid, or Lumina. Because we already checked Moogle Village. There's 3 things in Upperland. Two of them could be just straight up behind the Wind Seed pedestal. Because there's 4 checks left in Upperland. And 3 of those checks have something on them. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a process of elimination here. The boy, if he has the whip on him, he cannot be in Flamey Cave. So there's one thing out of the way. The only weapons left out there are the spear, the bow, and the whip. If the boy has the whip on him, he can't be in Flamey Cave. So if that's the case, the boy is either at the Wind Palace or he is at Matango. If he has the whip. If he has either the bow or the spear, then he can be in any of those 3 spots. Sylphid cannot be in Flamey Cave if I need Sylphid to get through there. And the same goes for Lumina. Lumina can't be in Flaming Cave if I need Lumina to get through Flaming Cave itself. So, most likely, the Flaming Cave orb is something that's not Sylphid or Lumina. It could be, but I mean, it could be like a Sylphid orb with the boy behind it or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just like trying to figure out some of the possibilities that can happen here. Guess we check this, sure, why not? I mean, I might as well. Slowly upgrading my armor. I mean, that's all I can do right now, though. We don't have a lot of money. Okay, Sylphid's there, which means it's highly likely that the boy does not have the whip on him now. Highly likely. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly likely that he has either the spear or the bow on him. And it's also highly likely that Lumina is not in Flaming Cave. But she could be. She straight up could be in Flaming Cave for all I know. Let's see. We go to... I need some money real quick. Money? 300 gold. I'll take the barrel, sure. Alright, so we go to Kakara here. What's my next play here? I think I'll drop a save. We check the first chest in Fire Palace out of logic unless we need Gnome, Sylphid, or Luna to get through that first orb, which is possible. There is a world where I can check the Moonseed pedestal as well. Well, check the orb anyway, but I don't think that's necessary. Check this first though. Raccoon Cap's here. That's nice. Alright, so we drop a save. Check out Fire Palace. We do have the gloves. The whole reason I leveled the glove to level 2 is to make this play in Fire Palace. So we're gonna do just that. And hopefully there's something here, I don't know. Yeah, that's some spider legs right there. I am going to check and see what this orb is though, because if we can get through here, then we don't have to climb the wall at all. Yeah, that should be Sprite's weapon level up. Oh, it's Houdini. Okay, so we can't get through here. Not without climbing the wall anyway. Yes? Okay. Wow, the wind seed is here. Okay, so... Ooh. Salamander. Alright, so we can't do anything else here. We vote out. Alright, so the wind seed is there. But that's out of logic because we don't have Undini. So Undini. Undini has to be somewhere close, I feel. What's my next play here? Is it... Okay, hold on, let me think. Let's go Ice Country. We know what's at Frostgigas. I probably should have saved too. I think that was a misplay. Because if we zonk out at Santa's house, at Salamander Oven, and at Triple Tonpole, and Ice Palace Chest for that matter, we gotta walk all the way back. Okay, first of all, let's check this shop and see if I can get anything better here. I don't know. But yeah, I think not saving at Kakara was a mistake. Steel cap, we don't need that. We don't need anything here. Alright, we're good. I think I just straight out checked this. Get our spells to level 1 on the way to the boss. Axe and Pandora, we already got that. Okay, 1,400 bucks, that's good. Okay, Silencer's level 1. We work on Gnome. Cast this 3 times. Need to stay. And then I need to drain this guy. Drain him twice. There we go. Alright, we're good. Snack. Big brother. Yeah, big brother. I got something for you though. Eh. I don't know. I feel level 1 Air Blast has a slightly slower animation than level 2. But that's just me. He's dead. Alright, what do we got? Okay, there's Undini. Alright, so the game... I think the game wants you to come here first. I'm getting ballooned. Yeah. Yeah, maybe the game wants you to come here first. And then go back to Fire Palace to get the Wind Seed? Huh, I don't know. Can't really say. Alright, so we know for a fact that Dryad is the last check-in here. We know that for a fact because we got a hint saying Dryad was at the Christmas tree or under the Christmas tree. So we're really not missing out on anything too important. All right, 600 bucks. I don't know. I feel as though Empire was probably the better play here. I feel as though it was. These are Earth Element. I don't want to mess with them. Because, I mean, honestly, Empire is 11 checks versus 4. Normally it's 5. But we know what's behind Frost Gigas, so we knocked that down to 4. Santa's House, Salamander Oven, Ice Palace Chest, and Triple Ton Pole. Yeah, this should be a vampire, yeah. Because we fought point at Undini's Cape. For those who don't know, the boss in Triple Ton Pole spot is always going to be the boss that you fight in Undini's Cave, no matter what siege you're playing. Yeah, that's on Spirit. Yeah. Dead. I think I should have saved. Wow. All right, game. So cheeky. This game can be so cheeky sometimes. Holy. To be honest, that's one of the Flaming Drum's favorite spots to be at. It really is. Because there's been other seas where the Flaming Drum's just straight up at Triple Ton Pole. Alright, so let's see. What do we do here? We do freebies. We need 5 seeds. We know there's a seed in Pure Land. So technically we need to find 3 more before we just straight up go to Pure Land and finish the seed. Okay, Moogle Belt. We know that the Dryad seed is on Mech 3. And we know the Earth seeds in Pure Land. We don't have information on any of the other seeds yet. Alright, Axe Orb. I think we have to go info hunting here. So my next stop is going to be Empire. More specifically, Northtown. We could check the freebies in Ruins. And Castle, I guess. Okay, Salamander in a warm place. Okay, so Salamander has to be behind the Sea Hare tail. What you got? Ooh. Yes, we take 2 of these. Absolutely. Cobra Bracelet. They got Power Rest, they're fine with those. I wonder if the seed is trying to make me do Mech 3, because it's giving out a lot of information on elementals. So far we got a hint for Sylphid, which we found. We got a hint for Salamander just now. We know where Shade is. We know Lumina is either at the Wind Palace or at Flamey Cave. And we know Dryad is at the, okay, there's that. We know Dryad is sitting at Frost Gigas. So we know the locations of all the elementals aside from... No, that's it. Because we have the rest of them. We have Undini, Gnome, Salamander, I'm sorry, Sylphid, and Luna. Yeah. Maybe it's trying to make me do Mech 3. I mean, granted, we don't know what's required for Mech 3. I think I just... Yeah, I gotta check runes here. The only issue is we don't have the whip, because we can't check Grand Palace, let alone do it, without the whip. So once we find the whip, I think we'll be in much better shape. And I honestly think after this, I go straight to Mandala Temple and try to get some more information. Okay, Axel up there. Do I check the back chest? I don't think I do. It is hard complexity. I doubt there's something back there, but you never know. No. Okay. Alright, so we know where Salamando is. We know where Shade is. Yeah, I think I'll just leave here. We know where Dryad is, and we know Lumina is in one of two locations. Okay, we go from here to Mandala, right? We're going to Mandala. Then I go from there to probably like Turtle Island, Tasnica. I want to see what information we can get here. We don't have much information on seeds other than the Dryad seed and the Earth seed. We know where both of those are. Okay, Moon seed is late. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Also nothing there. Boomerang, early game, we already got that. Undini and a furnace, we got that already. And Flamey Drum in the castle. Yeah. Alright, so Moon seed is late. Dryad seeds at Frost Gigas. I'm sorry, Dryad. The elemental is at Frost Gigas. The seed is on Mech 3. And then we have... oh, we have the axe. We can check Dark Palace, actually. Lumina's either at Wind Palace or Flamey Cave. Shade is at the Dark Seed Pedestal. And Salamander's behind the Sea Hare Tail. I mean, that gives us elemental information. I think if we can find one more seed, then we will be in much better shape. Alright, Bow's Orb. We whip out. We don't have to whip. I feel as though I should just straight up check late game areas here. Okay, so nothing in Dark Palace. We get out of here. We know Shade is here. He's, you know, chilling on his throne in the pedestal. We check Turtle Isle and Tasnica here. There's a hint at the king, hopefully. I would say we can go back to the Nestle Berry, but we haven't found Shade yet. I mean, we know where he is though, but we can't get to Shade right now without the whip. Let me swap back to glove here. Alright, so my next move is to get Salamander from the Sea Hare tail because we know he's there. Moonseed is late. Earth Seeds and Pure Land, we know that for a fact. Joyous Seeds on Mech 3. Okay, nothing there. Needed Luna. Okay, that's nice, but that doesn't help us. That doesn't help us too much right now. Maybe we go grab Salamander, go to Fire Palace, and check what's behind that Salamander orb. We saw Raccoon Caps here, right? I think I pick up 2. Oh, not that. Okay, so there's that. Let me drop a save. I'm trying to think. Where am I checking now? I want to focus on late game areas actually. Let me see what this orb is because we know the Moonseed is late. We know that it's not here obviously, but if we stumble across the Moonseed, then we can turn this in. But I want to see what this is just for the info. I also wanted to go to Fire Palace too. Okay, Shade for Moon Palace though. Okay. Shade is going to require the whip to get to. And the Moonseed is late. Oh, crap. Okay, we got through that. Okay, this should be Undini. Yeah. Nice, we take that. We absolutely take that fairy walnut. Okay, this orb is Salamander. Alright, Boom Orb. Mage Mallet. Okay. That's not terrible. Not what we want, but that's not a terrible find. Actually not much we can check. There's ruins, there's Northtown Castle bosses. I'd rather check late game areas here though. I would rather check late game areas, but we're kind of limited because we don't have the whip. I'll drop a save. We have the axe. It is hard complexity. Maybe I kind of want to try a full clear sunken continent play here. I'm going to start with the bosses up here. I did just drop a save, so we should be okay. Tiger. Spiky Tiger. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to try clearing these. Okay, level up there. Level 10. We can't check that, obviously. We don't have the seed. We know where the seed is, though. Another dang vampire. Spells are still level 1, unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, I can try full clearing Sunken Continent and see what we can find. Because right now I'm looking for mana seeds, obviously. We know where all the other elementals are. And if it's pushing me to get that Dryad seed, then I'll... Wow, okay, okay, game. Freaking cheeky game. Alright, whip on hexes is actually kind of troll. I have to check watermelon here. I want to save before I do that, though. I want to save before I check this. Kind of stinks that the Nico on Sunken Continent doesn't offer a save option. I mean, it doesn't in vanilla either, so there's that. So we kill watermelon or whatever's there. Reset if there's nothing, and then I think I just go Sunken City. Because the reason why I'm doing Sunken Continent is because we know the Moon Seed is late and we know the Dryad Seed is on Mector. And now we have the whip, so now we have incentive to look for that Dryad Seed. Or go for the Dryad Seed, rather. Because we have information on all the other elementals. We know where they are. We did. Yes. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't go for the boy then, because the boy didn't have the whip on him. As I kind of suspected. It was possible, but odds were low. Okay, Axel, we reset out of that. Yeah, I think I just full clear Sunken Continent here. Yeah. I feel as though this is the most reasonable play right now, is to just full clear Sunken Continent. Because there's nothing we can do early. We know there's a seed. There's 2 seeds guaranteed on Sunken Continent, on late game rather. Moon Seed and Dryad Seed. We know that they're both in late game. So I rather would just clear Sunken Continent rather than do any other check right now. It just makes the most sense to me. Okay, 200 bucks. Sprite's getting slept. Not to mention it's hard complexity, so I mean the seed may be cheeky enough to put something in here. Oh, the damn tiger. I mean, this is all we can really do right now since we only have 1 mana seed. Our spells aren't that strong. I don't think he's dead though. No. Okay, that's the first time I've seen that happen. Because usually Blue Spike, after he takes a certain amount of damage, he fakes his death. But he went into that animation immediately, which I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. That's why it looked a little bit glitchy right there. Okay, Bozor. Water Seed is here. Yeah, this seed is being cheeky. I have to complete this now. I have to. Oh, we're out of MP. Wow, Spike didn't level. How much you need? 120? Okay, we're good. We're okay. We're okay. I just gotta kill a couple of things. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're good. I need 4 of these though. Yep. Might as well get my other spells up while I'm doing this. Got him. Yeah. How's it feel? Nemesis Owl, how does it feel to get silenced before you can silence me? Oh, I need to practice Salamander too. Just in case we run into anything that's weak to fire. Five left, we do Lava Wave here. I need one more. Dead. Oh, he dead now. This is a interesting seed for sure. Definitely an interesting seed. Alright, so I'm pretty much taking whatever's here because I just leveled up all those spells to 2, so I don't want to lose all that spell experience. I mean, granted I could do it again, yeah, but we also didn't save, so we might as well take whatever's here. Assuming there's something here. Which there could be, thanks to hard complexity. I could also check behind that water seed too, but I don't feel good about doing that. I could. Ooh. I guess Hydra decided to move downstairs into the sunken city rather than, you know, being his spot upstairs. You did? Yeah. Okay, Spear Orb. Wow. All right, so Dark Seed is here as well. Okay, hold on. Before I go, we're gonna go into Grand Palace. Now that we have the whip, we can actually see what we need for this place. Because we might be able to go for the Dryad Seed right now. Depends on what's needed here. Okay, Luna. Yeah, we knew Luna was required. We got a hint for that. Because what I might end up doing, instead of like blind checking any of the other seeds. Okay, that's a Lumina room. Alright, so Lumina's required. Instead of blind checking the other seeds, I think we just go get the other elementals. And then go for the Dryad Seed. We know for a fact that Dryad Seed is on Mech 3. And then that'll be our 4th seed. And then once we do that, we can go to Pure Land. Right now, we're just here to gather some information. All right, we know silver's not required. Salamander. Okay, we have that. And we know we need 5. Kill this. Yeah, 1,400 gold. I'll take that. Sure, why not? Fantasy? Oh, there's more money. Shade. Okay, so we rope out. Alright, this is fine though. This is actually fine because we know Shade and Lumina are required and we know where both of them are. Okay, we go Flame me out. I'm going to do an upgrade here. And I'm going to start by upgrading to Ivy Amulets here. Because when it comes to the point where we are starting to take damage, then we don't want to be, you know, getting knocked unconscious. So we'll buy 2 of these. And we have enough for 2 tiger caps as well. But I might not even go for them at this point, honestly. Alright, so let me save. We know of 4 of the 5 elementals required for Grand Palace. We know where both Shade and Lumina are, so we go to Wind Palace. We're gonna go look for Lumina. We know she's either at Wind Palace or she's at Flamey Cave. Because we got the hint earlier saying that Lumina wasn't Upperland. I'm guessing, excuse me, I'm guessing she's here. Victory? Nope. Yeah, I think the safe play here is to go for the Dryad Seed. Because we don't know where the Light Seed is. We don't know where the Fire Seed is. And I would rather go for a surefire pick here rather than just check blindly here. Lumina? Okay, no, there's the boy. And okay, we reset. We don't take the boy at this point. We know where she is now. Alright, we gotta go to Flammy Cave. Now, the only wall we might face here is if Flammy Cave requires a Dryad to get through. And even then we know where she is, so it's no big deal if it requires Dryad. We just gotta do one more check. We can upgrade, sure. I mean, I don't see why not. Alright, axe, glove, I think I'll keep. Yeah, I think we're fine. Okay, axes. Ooh, okay, well. Sure, we take that. I'm gonna save. We're not safe splitting this because we know Lumina's here in Flaming Cave. We know for a fact that Lumina is in Flaming Cave. And after we get Lumina, we go for Shade, in which we know Shade is on the Dark Seed pedestal. So right now, we just want to get through here as quickly as we can. Now that I think about it. No, I think I'm doing the right thing here. I think I'm doing the right thing here. Because we know that the Dryad Seed's on Mech 3. And we know the Moon Seed is late, so... Undini. Okay, we got that. Worst case scenario here is if the Fire Seed is locked behind the Light Seed, which we have no idea where either is. Another Hexus. I better watch my MP here. Actually gonna throw these out since I'm going to Dark Palace next anyway. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm taking this route, is because I'm fearing the worst case scenario if the Fire Seed is locked behind the Light Seed. Okay, Moon Seed is late as well, so the Moon Seed could also be locked behind the Light Seed as well. Very possible. Okay, so this is Lumina. Yep, there she is. Alright, now we go to Dark Palace. Because we know Shade is there. Shade's just chilling at home today. He doesn't feel like getting randomized, so he decided to stay home. But we kind of need him, so we're gonna go fetch him. We know he's here. Ow. Maybe I do need to go get those tiger caps. I probably should. But nah, I think we'll be okay. It's not like we're getting like one shot or two shot or anything. Ooh. Maybe I do want to get those tiger caps after all. And yeah, this might be a long and roundabout route to get to the Dryad Seed, but yeah, I mean, I think it's the safest route that we can take at this point without trying to blind check the other seeds. And zonking out. Nah, it's getting gated, yeah. Probably should throw a fire bouquet on this thing. In case I get statused. Alright, he's dead. I'm just thinking worst case scenario. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. If we had more information on the other seeds, then I wouldn't be going for the seed, but I feel as though this is the safest approach. Rather than looking for the other seeds and getting zonked and not finding anything. Okay, so there's Shade and a Boom Orb. We rope out. I could grab Dryad from Ice Palace, and I probably should. Just to be safe. But you know what? We're gonna say no. Screw that. We're going. I mean, there's a 1 out of 8 chance that Dryad's required for Grand Palace. So the odds are very low that we need her. Probably a good idea to level my Shade Magic too. And this is just in case we run across Mech 3. Alright, so we know this is Lumina. Yeah. In case we run across a Mech 3, I'm gonna level my Shade Magic up to like level 2. The enemies are level 17, so the spells are probably still level 1. The bosses might be level 2 though. Alright, so now we just gotta hope and pray that we don't need Dryad for any of these orbs. Salamander. Okay. We knew that was required. Oh, we already triggered that room, right? I forgot we triggered that earlier. Alright, so do this. Okay, Luna just hit 3. Should get some from the B here. Yeah. Alright, so as long as we don't run into a Dryad or Rune, then we're good. Luna. Alright, so now we gotta cross our fingers. If this last room is a Dryad room, then we have to leave and go to Ice Palace. If it's not, then we're good. Because once we kill whatever's at Mech 3, that'll be our 4th seed, and then we go to Pure Land and finish off the run. Because we know that the Earth seed is in Pure Land, and we need 5 to finish. Dryad? Nope. Undini. Alright, we're good. Very nice. Okay, this is done already. Hexus is dead. It also could be a situation where one of the other seeds is locked behind the Dryad seed. That's also very possible as well. Alright, Snake, we got you. Air Blast is only level 2, I believe. Yeah, we should be fine though. It's little brother. One more. Dead? Nope. Got a drain. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out one of these as well. There we go. Alright, so this should be our Dryad seed. And our 4th seed. Very nice. Alright, so we whip out. Let me check my money real quick. I might want to upgrade. 8100. I think we can stop by Pandora and upgrade to Ruby Vest for both of our characters. I think we can do that. If I sell both of my chest cards, we need to go to the other shop though. So the last thing I want to do is get plastered in Pure Land. Yeah, we're good. We need 9,000 for 2. I figured I'd just skip past Golden Vest and go straight to Ruby Vest here. Alright, we're good. Let's go. Alright, what a seed though. Very interesting seed. I'm curious to find out how the other runners would run this seed, honestly. Because I think the best case scenario mid-game is if someone goes Empire over Ice Country, which they have every right to. Oops. Okay, Spring Beat. We want to use Gnome on him. My Gnome's level 1 though. Oh no, level 2. Ah, we got smacked. Okay, that's a Thunderbolt. Yep. Dead. Yeah, so like I was saying, I think the best case scenario is if someone goes Empire over Ice Country, clears out everything there, and finds either the light seed or the fire seed there. I don't know. I mean, then they will still have to get 4 seeds though. Oh, okay, there's the moon seed. Wow. All right. I mean, it did say the moon seed was late, so eh. I feel as though there's several things, several ways you can run this, honestly. Okay, here comes wall. His wall should be level 2. Yeah. Alright, so we're good. Here comes another one. This is why we level up Shape, by the way. He should be dead right here, I think. Oh, maybe not. Okay, Breach just at 5. We could throw one more just for good measure, and we drain. He should be dead here for sure. No. Okay, he's got more HP than I thought. Okay, he's out of MP though. He was probably super low. But yeah, I think there's several ways you can run this seed as far as getting the mana seeds. We're going to end up with 6 because we know the Earth seed is here too. Yep, there it is, Earth seed. We knew the Earth seed was here since the beginning of the game. Pretty much. We do need to be a little bit careful because the enemies are level 20-ish. So they have scaled up a bit. Chapacalo? Yeah. Dead. I'm gonna try to drain from the Bramble real quick before the battle ends. There we go. I can also see if runners go like Sunken City right away because it's hard complexity. I can see that as well. Thought I cut through that, I guess not. Please let me through. Wow, another one? Alright, well. So be it. Okay, 3 should be hitting 6 here. There it is. He's dead, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I honestly don't think there's one clear route through this seed without stepping into Sunken City. We don't know what that fire seed or light seed are either, so I can't really say that. Like, I feel going through to get the Dryad Seed was probably not necessary, but I feel as though it's a safer route to 5 seeds maybe, without blind check and stuff. I don't know. Now that I say that, I'm trying to everything we checked so far. We did everything early. Most everything early. And we pretty much did everything mid except for like empire checks. I don't know. I mean, there is a case where the fire seed or light seed is behind the earth seed, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's a clear path to get to 5 seeds here. Because we don't know where those other 2 seeds are. We did. Nope. Not yet. There we go. I feel as though that I've made the right calls here, but I don't know. I feel as though it was a I feel as though it was a good decision to go and to do the route that I did. Hmm. All right, so we're gonna get like 146.30 something. Yeah. All right, 146.38 is our time. I don't know. I mean, I feel as though I feel as though there was probably a better route to get to 5 seeds, but I can't really say that there is without, finding out where the fire seed and the light seed are. And like I said, we've checked pretty much everything early because we had to pretty much, and we checked pretty much everything mid game, almost. Only thing mid game we didn't check was Empire boss checks rather. We also never checked Mara, which I totally forgot to check Mara, but that's fine. We also did not. We checked all the upper land. We full cleared upper land pretty much. Kakara, we full cleared. No, we couldn't get past that. We couldn't get past that third orb because we didn't have the whip at the time, so we didn't full clear that either. And we knew what was in Ice Palace, or the last check in Ice Palace. We knew what that was, so we did most things mid game. But I'm thinking, best case scenario, I'm thinking the fire seed or the light seed was sitting in an easier to reach check, like say, I don't know, Northtown Castle bosses, Mech 2, Metal Mantis, Doomswall, Vampire. It could have, one of those seeds could have been there, and it would have been a little easier to progress through this seed. I don't know. It's like I said, we can't really say if there was an easier route or not because we don't know where those two seeds are. Worst case scenario, the fire seed or the light seed could be buried behind, say, the water seed, could be buried behind the moon seed or the earth seed, could be in any of those spots. So I don't know. I feel as though I did the right. I feel as though I made the right decision in going for the surefire seed at Mech 3 because we knew there was a seed there. I mean, we had to kind of work to get to it, but we had all the information we needed, though. As far as getting to the Dryad Seed, we had all the information we needed. We knew where Shade was, we knew where Lumina was, we knew where Dryad was. Should one of the orbs require Dryad, we knew where she was, so we can pick her up. And we had all the other elementals in place, so I don't know. I feel as though I made the right decision in going for the sure seed than going around looking for, say, the fire seed or the light seed. I don't know. But yeah, anywho, this is a seed where, decision making either helps you or hurts you. That's any seed pretty much. But early game is pretty straightforward. You need to find Luna to get through to Upperland. Sprite is early. Luna turned out to be behind the axe. And then once you get Luna, you go straight to Upperland, pop the orb, check Matango, you grab Sylphid, go to Kakara. Now you can choose to check that first chest out of Logic, which happened to have the Wind Seed, because you're given the glove if you kill Tropicalo in early game. So that's the main reason why I kept the glove, is because I can just check that Fire Palace chest out of Logic, see what it is, and if it's nothing there, then so be it, we just reset. But Wind Seed, we got that out of Logic. Otherwise, you would have to go get Undini from the Salamander Oven, go back, pop the first orb, and then get the Wind Seed. So that's the path. That's what the game wanted you to do. But of course, glove allows you to check that chest out of Logic. And I'm actually kind of glad we did, because that was the only seed we found for quite some time. We didn't find a second seed until we started clearing Sunken Continent. 2 seeds in Sunken City, the Water Seed and the Dark Seed. Dark Seed is nice because it allows us to full clear Dark Palace. We knew Shade was there thanks to hints. And speaking of hints, they were very powerful this seed. Most of the hints were very powerful this run. We got 3 hints for Upperland. The Boy, the Boy, Sylphid, and Lumina. We got those hints early on, and all of them pointed to Upperland. And now Upperland, we know, only has 6 checks in total between, Moogle Village, Wind Palace, Matango chest, and the Flammy Cave check. The boy, I mean, I can see someone thinking, oh, the boy could have the whip, and we did think that too. The boy could have possibly had the whip, but it was pretty much a 1 out of 3 chance because we had everything else. We had the glove, the sword, the axe, the boomerang, and the javelin, and the sword by that point. So only thing the boy can have is the whip, the bow, and the spear. So I can see where someone thinks, oh, the boy could have the whip on him. I should go back and check Wind Palace, assuming the player found the Wind Seed out of logic, that is. But I felt as though it wasn't worth it because, one, the boy under speed up improvements, I'm sorry, not that flag, the faster weapon levels flag, actually. The boy indirectly gets nerfed with that flag in play. A little bit. Not much, but he does get nerfed. And then there was the chance that the boy came with either the bow or the spear, more likely than he would have came with the whip. So I'm figuring, you know what? Let's not go back for that because, one, having the boy coming in with the whip is a 1 out of 3 chance, and 2, we know what else is in Upperland. There are no seeds, but there's elementals. I mean, you could probably go back for them, but I didn't think it was a good idea, so we just didn't go back for that. Ice Country over Empire, I can see both ways being good choices. Obviously, Flammy Drum was in his favorite spot in Triple Town Pole, but I can totally see someone going Empire over Ice Country. 1, because there's more checks, makes sense. 2, we know where Dryad is, so you don't have to fear of missing out on something being at False Gigas because we know what's there. So now you say, oh, I don't need the whip for Ice Country because I know what's at False Gigas. I don't need it. So yeah, I mean, you can play that both ways. You can go Ice Country over Empire. You can go Empire over Ice Country. Either works out. But the thing is, and that's what it's like I said earlier, the thing is, going Empire over Ice Country, if the Fire Seed or the Light Seed were behind any of those bosses there, then the runner would have either 1 seed or 2 seeds, depending on if they got the Wind Seed out of logic. 2 seeds if they did. So there would probably be a seed up, assuming that there's a seed on one of those bosses, but who knows? But yeah, I feel as though Ice Country was a gamble check there, but I mean, you're checking 4 checks over what, 11? Because what do you got? Mara in Southtown, you got 6 chest checks total between Ruins and Castle. And then you got 4 checks on bosses. So yeah, 11 checks versus normally it would be 5 between Santa's House, Salamander Oven, Ice Palace Chest, Triple Tom Pole, and Frost Gigas. Normally it's 5. But we can deduce it down to 4 because the hints tell you that Dryad is behind the Christmas tree. So we can deduce that down to 4 checks. So, I mean, like I said, I think either choice is viable here. I don't I can't say what choice is better than the other in this situation because we never checked the ruins, we never checked the castle, we never checked those bosses. The ruins bosses, the castle bosses, we never checked them. So we also didn't check the back chest either. So there could be a seed back there. I doubt it, but who knows. Um and then after that, we get the flaming drum, we start doing freebies, not much on freebies, which it makes sense because it's hard complexity. Sometimes the seed may put things there, but more likely than not, you're not going to find too much progression behind freebies on hard complexity. And then I'm thinking to myself, all right, early game is practically cleared out aside from a couple of checks. Mid game, we did most of it. So the only thing left to do is late game areas, and we need information because we know that the Dryad seed is on Mech 3. So if I can find the whip, then we're in much better shape because now we can check the orbs, we can check what's needed for Grand Palace, and we can work our way from there. We know where all the other elementals are at this point because of hints. Like I said, the hints were very strong this seed. As far as getting the elementals anywhere, the hints were strong. And I felt as though the seed kind of nudges you to get the Dryad seed, which, I mean, we did. But with all the hints that the seed gives you, it gave you a hint for Undini, it gave you a hint for Shade, it gave you a hint for Lumina, it gave you a hint for Dryad, it also gave you a hint for Sylphid, so Salamander as well. So yeah, it pretty much gives you hints on all the elementals aside from what, Luna, which we found early, and Gnome, which we found early as well. And I think that's it, right? Seed gave us hints for all the other elementals. So I felt as though the seed kind of pushes you to go toward Mech 3, which is the safe. I feel as though it's the safest route to take as far as getting the mana seeds here. Because, like I said earlier, we don't know where the fire seed is. We don't know where the light seed is. They could be in easier to reach spots, maybe. Or they could be, locked behind the earth seed, locked behind the water seed, locked behind the moon seed. It could be in any of those locations. So I didn't want to take that chance. So I decided to just take a much safer, albeit longer route to get to 4 seeds. Because ideally the seed, once you get to 4 seeds, you're done because you know there's a 5th seed in Pure Land and you need 5 to finish. So once you get 4 seeds, you're pretty much done. You go through Pure Land, kill 6 bosses, and you're finished. Now the tricky thing is that the seed puts not 1 mana seed, but 2 mana seeds in Pure Land. So technically, you can go to Pure Land after finding 3 mana seeds, but there's no way of you knowing that because unless, someone does a Hail Mary play, oh, I'm going to go to Pure Land just to, clear it out, which we could have done that, but you'll find 1 mana seed there. But odds are, I mean, let's be real, odds are that you're going to have to find a 5th seed after finding that 4th seed in Pure Land if you take that route. But yeah, we just decided to play it safe, head toward the Dryad seed because, again, the seed pretty much nudges you in that direction by giving you all these hints for elementals. So I don't know. There could have been a better, faster way through this seed. I don't know. We don't know what those other 2 seeds are. Anywho, 146.38 is our time for this seed of the week, number 238. Very interesting seed. This is a seed I feel that, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see the runners' decisions on this seed, to see how they got through this seed. and what routes they took. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go put this time in right now because, and it is Saturday as I'm recording the seed, so chances are uh, not many runners have finished the seed yet. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and put this time in right now, and I won't be surprised if someone finishes this in like an hour 20, hour 10, something like that. I won't be surprised at all. All right. Let's see. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, so far we're in second place. So first so far is a 136. I'm sorry, 138.08. Uh, let's see, a short fast route as possible, and also short slower route. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. A faster route is definitely possible. We just don't know what it is. Um, I got my last seat at Hydro location. If I done say watermelon and bosses up there, got the whip, I could have gone wildly off track. Yeah, yeah, I can see. Oh, okay. So they posted an image, and I'm seeing from their tracker they found the fire seed. So okay, so if they found the fire seed and got that time, so I'm assuming that the fire seed is probably in an easier to get location, an easier to get check. Interesting. Looks like they finished with 5 seeds too instead of 6. Wait, so I'm assuming they went to Pure Land at 3? Maybe they went to. I'm thinking they went to Pure Land at 3 seeds. Which, I mean, I can see that, but I don't know. It seems kind of iffy to me. I can see going through there as early as possible just to clear it out, maybe, but I don't know. I think they got. And they're saying they got the water seed last, so I'm assuming they went through there with 3 seeds and found. They found the earth seed. Everyone finds that. Yeah, because they got the moon seed and the earth seed. Those are the 2 seeds in Pure Land. They also got the wind seed, which everyone gets that. Assuming they go to Fire Palace, everyone gets that. And then Fire Seed. Yeah, I'm thinking that Fire Seed is in. I don't think. And they got a 138.08. Interesting. And they never got the whip either. So I'm a. That's a really interesting route. I don't know. I mean, I kind of. I can't say I don't agree with this route, but it's an interesting route for sure. Because I'm trying to think where that fire seed could have been. I'm honestly thinking it was Empire. It might have been Empire, one of the bosses there. Maybe they went Empire first, found the fire seed on one of the bosses, either the castle boss or the ruins bosses. Checked all the Empire, went to Ice Country, found Flamey Drum, and then maybe they went to Pure Land after that. I mean, I can see it. I can see it. And then they got to the Mana Tree with 4 seeds. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to ask where that fire seed was, because if it is where I'm thinking it is, then there was definitely a faster route I could have taken. And the slower route is going for the Dryad seed for sure. We took the slow route, but the slow route is pretty much the safer route. But yeah, we didn't check Empire bosses, so I'm almost certain that the fire seed is on one of those bosses, because otherwise it couldn't have been Ice Palace. That was Dryad. It couldn't have been in the Fire Palace. Couldn't get through without Salamander. And I highly doubt that the Fire Seed was behind either the Earth Seed or the Moon Seed. I highly doubt it. And they didn't have the whip, so I'm assuming it had to have been Empire. Yeah. So it looks like going Empire over Ice Country was a better play here. I have to look at it. It's weird. It's a weird route, but I mean GG anyway. But I just feel it's a weird route to me, because they had to have gone through Pure Land at 3 seeds. They had to have, because otherwise you end up with 6. Because the logical thing to do is to go there at 4, because we know there's a 5th seed there. But they have both the Moon Seed and the Earth Seed, and no other seeds besides Wind, Fire, and Water. So yeah, I'm assuming they went through with 3 seeds. That's how they got that time. And the Fire Seed is probably an Empire somewhere. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I mean, it's whatever. You know, sometimes you can make a good play and make a good decision and get rewarded for it. I felt as though I made a good decision too by going Ice Country over Empire, but we never found that fire seed. So yeah, I'm assuming it had to be in the Empire. I don't think it was anywhere else, because the whip pretty much locks out all the early game. I'm sorry, the late game checks. Not all of them, but some of them. And they never found the whip. So yeah, I don't know. All right, anywho, 146.38 is our time for this seed of the week. I will see you all next time.